add up their old addresses while in between the classes? Anybody look at them old addresses and see your numbers all through them? I can look, yeah, I can look back at all of my old addresses, and yeah, and at the time in my life, the number that manifested and the number that I attracted and went to was exactly what I needed at that time. Your numbers follow you, and you follow your numbers. Well, I'm thankful and grateful for everybody to be here. We're going to run on into the lesson today. Today, we are still at the introduction into Mastered Self Numerology. However, today we start with the number 1.
Okay.
I want, if now's the time to get your pencil and paper, if you're going to take notes, because there's going to be a lot of information. Anybody that's done their names, does any of them come back to a 1? My middle name comes back to a 1. So, and your middle name is your base. It's your first name is your first step. It's how you get down. Your last name is your family biohistory. It's a lot of things locked into that last name. Your middle name is your base. It's your center. Like if everything fell funky, what would you do? What would you fall back on to? That's your middle name. So if anyone has your first name break down to a 1, or any one of your major positions, and I'll teach you guys how to get to your major positions in future lessons, then the number 1 is, this lesson on the number 1 is going to be very, very poignant. All right, I want to start out with the watchwords or the buzzwords or whatever title that we want to give them. These are the watchwords for the number 1. I don't list them as far as positive or negative. I believe that positive and negative are extremes, 2 extremes of one thing. So I just list them, and it's up to the receiver to determine that if the words and the characteristics that I'm giving to these numbers are positive or negative. It's all in your perception. So let's start with some words. Originality for the number 1. Individuality. Creative thought. Originality, individuality, creative thought, inventive ideas. Most everything that we experience on this physical plane has been invented or thought of by a number 1, somebody with some strong 1 energy. Will and determination. Courage and initiative. Executive ability. Energy, force, leadership, self-determination, strong opinions, masculinity, aggression, dominance, willfulness, impulsiveness, boastful, knowing it all, cynicism, contrariness. I love that word because I used to hear that word all the time. My grandmother, she used to tell me I'm just contrary You just contrary, boy. Talkativeness and then reticence. So they talk some shit and then they'll shut up. Egotism and bossy. So let's throw around some of these. And then look at the number one. Anybody have I want to ask each one of us, give me a one sentence, your own definition of number one. Anybody, just start. Anybody. I just want to hear what you guys are feeling about the number one.
In charge, controlling. I think about Aries.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
The first thing that came to my mind when you were reading all this off, I was just thought about all the Aries people I knew.
Absolutely. Anybody else? Number one.
I thought about Capricorns.
Yeah,
okay.
That too. Bossy.
Controlling, stern, disciplined, you know.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else?
Well, my J is 1, but some of it I could see myself. Some of it no. Some of the descriptions I saw myself. Others I didn't.
Well, J is just one letter, Jolynn.
Oh, so okay. So I'm a 7. 1
Yeah.
plus 7 is 7. Okay, 1 plus 7.
Yeah, J is just the letter. I will let you know about the letter J when we start getting into the letters. I'll let you know about the letter J. But J is J is just one letter.
Oh, okay.
But that's
See,
good.
I'm trying to understand.
That's good.
Okay.
And you know, don't get me wrong. Each one of us gonna have some of every number, some of these watchwords in every number. In every number. We all will. Do we know people? Do we know people who are aggressive? Do we know folks who got courage and initiative? Do we know people who just walk around and you can feel that energy or feel that force? Do we know some natural leaders?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
I met one when I was in Cold Talk. And she couldn't even help herself. She just took control of situations. She was, and she was a Leo too, so a double queen of diamonds. So yeah, she was a boss.
Absolutely. Like I say, your middle name is your base. And my middle name, Edward, adds up to 28. 2 plus 8 is a 10. 1 plus 0 is a 1. When all else fails and when the shit hit the fan, guess what? I'm trusting my own leadership. I'm getting the hell out of there. I'm self-determined. I got a strong opinion. If Armageddon started, I'm trusting my own leadership. I'm going to fall back on that 28-10-1. I'm going to lead. And whoever want to get out of there could follow me because that's where I'm going. I'm going to safety. I'm getting the hell up out of places.
But my birthday is a number 1.
Absolutely. And
that's up to 28, and then it's 8 and 2 is 10. It's a 1.
And there, well, with 28, there is a special type of 1 energy that comes with your birthday, very special. And when we get to the birthday part of this, I will explain how everyone's birthday is so very special, so very special for each of us. Your birthday is your new year. January 1st is an arbitrary date that they pick.
Collective.
The new year for the planet is at the spring equinox.
Right.
So if you want to make changes in your life, if you have 2 dates that are absolutely great to make changes in your life that will last. The first one is at the spring equinox. The next one is on your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
January 1st, you make resolutions on January 1st. By January 5th, you done kicked all of them out the door already. Because there's no significance about the day of January 1st, other than the calendar turns over. Yeah. Yeah. You'll be better off setting resolutions in March at the equinox or on your birthday. You definitely have much more success. I'm not saying that folks don't have success with setting resolutions on January 1st. Yeah, some people have success on that. A blind squirrel will find a peanut every now and again too. And a broke clock is right twice a day. So yeah, some people will have success, but I guarantee you, if you start health regimen, or you want to break bad habits, or you want to go in a new direction, you start those on your birthday or on the equinox, the spring equinox of any year, you have better than 88% chance of success, and you'll stick to it as well.
So
So
you were talking about someone with courage. I feel like I have a lot of courage. I got up and went to Germany and just took a suitcase, left the pulpit, left the church, left everybody in it, left the husband, left the house, the cars as a minister and everything. And I heard go to Germany, and I got up and just went, literally went. And everybody
absolutely.
thought I'd lost my mind. I stayed 25 years. I think that took a lot of courage for somebody to do that at the age of 45. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about somebody 20 or 22 saying, I'm going to Germany. I'm talking about somebody who, had a lot to give up. So
Absolutely.
I heard it by spirit and I did it.
Absolutely. And the courage actually, it took courage to go to Germany, but the courage really kicked in when you had to come back here.
Right. And you're right. It took a lot of courage to come. You are right on it. It took a lot of courage to come back here to America. And I sat in shock for about 2.5 years. Couldn't
Culture shock. Culture shock
for about 2.5 years. I didn't understand it. But I'm all right now.
It was like that for me when I went overseas in the military and I came back after a short period of time, and I didn't even recognize some of the places that I had recently seen as recent as 2 or 3 years prior. Just how fast things evolve and how fast you evolve.
Right. You're
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Good. So let's go to the spiritual code that's in number 1. First off, the spiritual code, a good flash word for number 1 as far as the spiritual code is no fear. No fear. You got somebody with strong ones in their chart, in their numbers chart, in prominent places, they're not afraid of shit. They're not. They have no fear. Number 1 is the first, write this down. This is important. Number 1 is the first step in creation. Think about it like this. Without number 1, this is why number 1 think they the shit, think they the big kahuna, because number 1 look at all the other numbers and say, if it wasn't for me, y'all wouldn't even be here. I'm first. I started this. Number 1 is the first step in creation. You want to tap into this one energy when you are in the beginnings of creating something. You want to put yourself in a place that has one energy while you're in the beginning of the creative process. 1 is great for that. It's great to get ideas, just add up the address, add up the numbers on the address. Add the numbers up. If it comes back to a 1 and you want to create, that's the place that you go and sit down and start creating. Spiritual code for number 1. 1 is an action number. It has the knowledge of what is to be and the courage, daring, will, and intelligence to move where all is dark and void. I've often said, only thing I ever been afraid of on this planet was my grandmother. in my whole life. That's the only thing that I have ever feared was her. She got her bluff in on me at a very young age. And I recognize my one energy. I've used my one energy productively for the most part because my one is made up of a 2 and an 8. 2 is for balance, 8 is for industry. So I was a fair, Edward, if you know anything about the kings of England, Edward was considered the only fair king. 28, balanced industry, fairness.
Balance and what?
Edward was considered the only fair king of England.
But you said 2 was for balance and
2
8
is for balance, 8 is for commerce, 8 is for industry, 8 is executive ability. 8 is the number 8 charges itself. It never runs out of energy. Just keeps sustaining itself. 2 interconnected curves.
alchemy.
Absolutely. So 1 is an action number. 1 is first. 1 is I mean, look at, if you watch like the horse races, like the Belmont Stakes or the Kentucky Derby and all of that, and you see some of the horses just sitting in there just la, la, la. And then you see a couple of them moving around, but you might see one that's just banging up against the gate and really just trying to get out of there. Yeah, that's a 1. That's 1 energy. 1 energy is it's impulsive. It goes. A 1 doesn't ask permission. 1 just goes. A 1 just goes. A 1 is a trailblazer. It's a forerunner. And again, being that it's the first of anything, can't have any fear. So 1 is an action number, and 1 is unafraid of the one uncertainty and indecisiveness. That's not a 1 trait. A 1 will just go. Yeah, they'll just go. They sometimes they are too impulsive. And too know-it-allish. Absolutely. Anybody got a comment on the number 1?
Yes.
On the spiritual code and the number 1? Let's move to the expansion, what expands your opportunities as a 1. The 1 has natural executive abilities. And I already know that some of us have worked with some people who either have 1 first step, 1 middle name, 1 last name, or 1 destiny, 1 soul journey. And it don't matter how long they've been at the job. It doesn't matter what the title is. It don't matter how much they're getting paid. You got a strong 1 as a coworker. They think they the boss. They think they know more than the boss. And Lord forbid if they're low level 1 and are the boss, they're real abusive, very abusive. 1 is not related to manual. Y'all know where I'm going with this? Manual labor. The 1 is adverse to, 1 can do it, and there are a lot of ones that do manual work, but most of the time, if a 1 is like in a construction team or something like that, he's the foreman or the supervisor or whatever. Yeah, he's not out there, or she's not out there busting their butts or sweating and all of that. The 1 is not related to manual labor. At all. At all. The 1 is not related to manual labor. The 1 has natural executive abilities in the professional and creative worlds of business. As far as expansion, they are leaders and forerunners. And they are the kings and queens of new ideas, new ways and means, and new ventures. Like I said, most of everything we enjoy in our civilized society has been attributed to, or can be attributed to, someone with some very, very, very strong one energy. Absolutely. Now let's move on to the purpose and the life's work of the one. The one can be engineer, construction, building engineer, facility engineer, mining, maintenance engineer, mechanical engineer. When I mention real estate, I'm talking about architecture and those types of things, irrigation and other water projects, space, oceanic development, you name it. If it's far out there, if it's something new and something innovative, a one is perfect for that. A one is suited perfect for that. And again, you know, I know a lot of these that I just mentioned could have the appearance of manual labor. And if one is doing it, they're the boss or the supervisor or something. They're not pushing the broom that long. If they do push the broom, they push it the best so they can hurry up and get out of that. The one is forever looking for upward mobility, always looking up at the nine. The one is always looking up at the nine, always. They also have natural ability in designing things, fashion and other creative designs, high class salons and spas and things of that nature. High class stores and boutiques and shops where beauty is the product. Wherever beauty is the product, a number one will excel in that. Hold on for a minute, you guys. Wherever beauty is the product, line of business, or is presented or originated. So fashion shows, art exhibits, you know, you name it. If it's got beauty involved in it, then a one can design it and be very, very, very adept and very good at that. You see a lot of ones as professors of colleges and presidents of academic groups, composers and musicians and authors, keepers of libraries, art galleries, museums, curators, antique shops, anything that is of high value, anything that is on a top shelf type of deal, that's where you're going to find the one. Those are natural avenues of endeavor for ones to excel in. Now, a one is just like any other number, can do any job you want. No one is locked into these, but if you want to know what this number's life's work can be, and they can be fulfilled from the first day they started, yeah, this is the list. This is the list that they would need. Also, religionists and teachers of fixed opinions and convictions. A lot of preachers, a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of folks hawking wares. Yeah, a lot of the spokesmen for products, they're ones. If it's not in their first name, it's somewhere in their chart in a prominent position.
Can ones be like, oh, am I on? Okay.
Yeah,
Can
you
ones be like entrepreneurs?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Absolutely.
I've never liked to work for nobody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, ones are famous for I believe ones are the ones who started entrepreneurship. Yeah, because ones definitely don't like working for nobody, and they definitely don't like being told what to do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the list and leave me alone. Don't come over my shoulder, keep telling me, oh yeah, you gotta do it like this and this. Because what I will do is I will just walk out and let you do it then.
Mhm.
Just give me the instructions. Let me get the instructions and then leave me alone. I don't need, I don't need all of that. So anybody got any thoughts about these the purpose or the life's work for the one? All right. We're gonna move on. We're gonna go to the interpersonal or human relationship side of the one. The one can be a great companion. They are fine company. They are pleasant, good-natured. They're good talkers with a keen sense of humor. Most ones can just start rattling off whatever their field of interest is, or a field of intrigue, or whatever the latest thing that they're studying. They could rip off a dissertation about an hour without even taking a breath. Yeah, the one could just tell you and I mean, down to the minutia details of what is going on. They normally they normally have striking looks, nice cheekbones. Look at the number. That's how they're built. Most ones are built straight up and down. Have clean features. Very personable. Ones they express their feelings with dignity, sensitiveness, and artistic taste. They enjoy social contact and friends. However, they prefer well-liked associates of common interest rather than the crowd. Ones are not followers; they're leaders. So yeah, they don't. Yeah, they enjoy social contact and they enjoy friends. But yeah, they're not the followers of the crowd. In matters of love and intimacy, a one needs a warm and patient mate. Someone with patience and someone who could look past bravado, look past some aggression, look past some willfulness, for the greater good of the relationship. Because some of those traits are great in when they go out. Ones go out and hit a lick, man. They don't wait around for anything, and they have initiative. It's great when they're aggressive when they go out to hit a lick. It's not so great when they're aggressive when you asking them a bunch of questions. They'll get aggressive and dominant like that as well.
This is so awesome.
Yeah.
This is so awesome.
And also, a one must be understood in business and in marriage or in intimacy. Must be understood. Soon as the one feels either misunderstood or unappreciated, the one is be like, deuces, I'm out. And the one won't even give you an opportunity to make it right. Once the one feels like that, it's done. It's gone. That's it. You have you had your opportunity before I felt like this. It was, every time you did something and I scrunched up, that was your opportunity. So yeah, no, I'm done. The one is just, because the one knows wherever they go, they're in demand. The one is in demand. New ideas are in demand. Innovation is in demand. Their determination, their energy. You could tell when somebody got one energy when they walk by you. You could tell it. You could feel it. And because of the nature of the one, they inherently lonely. They seek approval from others. They seek approval from others. So now that we have, and because of how I have to break out the numbers, I'm going to have to stop with number 1 right there, because I have some other, if I get into the next part of it, it'll take away from both lessons. So what we want to do right now is I want to open up the floor, and I want to just get some comments about what we've talked about the number 1, and where in your own life and personality do you see your 1 energy? Because we got energy of all the numbers. Some are just more dominant than others, but we have energy of all numbers. I know, when I was writing out this list, I didn't even, I didn't need to go check any notes anywhere. I just started writing about myself, because I got strong 1 energy. My middle name is 1. So I just wrote about myself. I know I'm aggressive. I know I'm dominant. I know I talk shit. I know I'm contrary. I know I'm a cynic. I know some people think I know it all. Yeah, I said that. Some people think I know it all.
I know.
I don't think I know everything, but I know a hell of a lot. Yes, I do.
Right. That's right.
Yes,
Well,
I
I
do.
feel like it's excellent. I mean, this number 1, the things you were saying, I was like, well, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, but that's true, because I could never stand to work for people,
Absolutely.
I'm very sensitive, so I would come in full force and give you everything I got.
That's right.
But if you sit around and mess up,
That's it.
that's it. And I don't like to work hard. I like to work smart. So I'm not
Absolutely.
about a lot of labor and things. And I
Mhm.
am very sensitive, and I can be lonely, or just I'm learning more how to be with myself. Because somebody say, "Oh, can I sit here? I see you by yourself." I said, "No, I'm with myself." I had to learn how to pull that into myself. But still, I'm not out there, and I'm loving on stage, singing 10,000, 20,000. I don't care how many people. But after that, I want to just be with myself. It's just everything was just so on, and this is extraordinarily beautiful.
Good. So anybody else got any? Oh, yes, Victorious, go ahead. I see your hand up.
Question for you. So for me, it's kind of the opposite.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of 1s in my chart, but I do have my habit challenge, which is a 19-1. And then also for the second challenge and the third challenge in my life, they were both 1s.
Yes.
So for me, it's just the opposite. My chart is trying to teach me to be more of the 1 energy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's how you make that connection. Thank you for saying that, Victorious. What she is saying is, when you get your numerology chart and you start looking over all of these numbers, you will see, and you will feel the synastry that your chart is going to show you how to take on the best parts of all of the numbers that you don't have prominent in your chart. Yes, exactly. And it points you right to that natural balance. Natural balance. Yes, absolutely. I know we all know somebody at work that got strong 1 energy. We've all worked with somebody, y'all in orientation, y'all start on the same day. And by the first break, this person already sounded like they know everything and think they're the boss.
Don't make me laugh.
Just come in taking over. Huh?
Just come in taking over. Just come on in taking over. Yeah, I had a older lady that I took over the accounting department for this Fortune 500 company. I won't mention their name, but they're in Long Beach, California. I had this older lady, and she was first step was a 1. And when I come in, the first day I come in, I barely got into my office good, and she's standing there with stacks of papers and all this, and she's she's like, "I want to sit you down and show you everything that you need to know to do your job." And I was like, hold up for a minute. I said, I appreciate everything that you put together and I'm grateful. I said, however, you're not going to show me anything.
Ooh.
You're not. Yeah, I got a book. I got the manual before I got the job, I got a manual. And if you could show me how to do my job, you would be doing it. That's that one, that slick mouth, that talkativeness, and then yeah. So, and I recognize. See, I've been using. I've used the tools. Go ahead, Victoria's.
I'm asking, was that from you or her? The slick mouth.
It was a little bit of both. I guarantee you. Yeah, it was a little. I tell you what, she made it 11 days before she quit. Sharon, did you have your hand up?
I think
No, I was just amen.
Okay. Thank you. But yeah, she made it about 10 days and she just come in and quit. She didn't give a 2-week notice. She didn't care. She just came in one Monday morning and she was like, deuces, I'm out. And the other supervisor was saying, wait, you got to go to human resources and get your check. She said, they can mail that bitch to me. And she walked out. Straight up one. King of Diamonds front card. So yes, she was not having it. She was not having it. She wasn't. She had nothing but one energy. So when you are becoming more proficient in numerology, when you can add up 3, 4, 5 numbers real quick, watch the one areas, watch the one houses and the one streets, because there's a lot of aggression. It's a lot of stuff going on in the one. And unless you're going to innovate or invent or create, hanging out in a one spot is not for everybody. It's strong energy in a one spot. If you go to a nightclub and the address adds up to a 1, it's gonna be some fighting there. It's gonna be some shooting there. It's gonna be some shenanigans going on there. It's gonna be some boasting. There's gonna be some shit talking. It just is. It just is. If you live in a one house, it's gonna be aggressive in the house.
Hello.
Yes, Jolene.
Hi, how you doing?
Very well.
This reminds me when this was even before my daughter was born. I used to work for the McDonald's, which I didn't last long, and Burger King, which I probably just lasted 3 months. And I think the energy in those houses, people think they know, and people think they can talk to anybody the way they want to, and then they have to talk to me. And I was like, at that time, I was very aggressive, and I choked out the manager of McDonald's because that's not, I'm telling you, that's, I had to go to school to really, understand a lot of things, and by working, and I liked my job and when I was in my 20s, I loved the job. The supervisor was a bitch. But you know what? Till this day, I use her in my interviews because that's not the kind of person I want to be with. So I use her a lot. That's not who I want to be with. But by the time I got done with her, I was tired of her. I hanged up on her. I was time to leave. I was on the job for like 8 years. I loved the job. And when I realized I didn't need her to write me a recommendation, I didn't need her for crap, I hanged up on her because she was just too much for me. And I'm so happy she didn't come around my school because I would have just punched her in her fucking face. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. Wow.
Well, I'm a mature. I have learned over the years a lot. I'm telling you.
Well, I could tell you that is straight 7 energy right there. You want to choke out somebody at work and punch them at work. Yeah, the last 4 jobs that I had in corporate America, I was out in the parking lot waiting on somebody to come out and say the same shit that they had just been saying in that office. I'm serious.
Yeah,
I am
I'm not that one.
so serious. The job before the last
Even
job
in
I had,
relationships.
yeah, the job before the last job I had, I cussed out the owner and promised him that if he came outside, he was gonna catch a fade. I promised him. He spent the whole night in the building. He wouldn't even come out. He wouldn't even come out.
Y'all, wow.
I'm serious. I am serious. I'm serious. You're not gonna start. You could tell me that my services are no longer needed at your company. You're not gonna come in talking no shit to me on the way out, pushing me out the door. Oh no. Oh no, you're not.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh no, that's not.
I remember I was fired on one of my jobs, and I guess she needed backup a little bit, and she wanted my papers, and I opened my book, and I was tearing out all the things I didn't want. It was their book, they wanted it, but I don't know, I was pissed off. They telling them, I just wanted them to know I'm not scared of y'all. Two white people and trying to put me in a corner. No. So I was ripping up the papers. I said, no, I don't need that. And I was just throwing it. They looked at me like I'm crazy. Say something. I did not, people like to play with people.
Man,
Don't play with me. I'm not the one.
I had one of them jobs tell me that they was getting ready to let me go, and it went left, and the human resources person said, well, we'll call the police. I said, well, do you know how long it'd take the police to get here? And then she looked at me, she said, are you threatening me? I said, no, I'm promising you. I am promising you. I said, do you really think that the police is going to run over here because y'all fire somebody? I said, it's going to take them 20, 30 minutes to get here. I said, I'll tear this place up in here. That's some 7 stuff though. When we get to the 7, oh yeah, all of us gonna be laughing. All of us gonna be laughing because yeah, we all got it. We all got it. Anybody else got anything they want to add to this before we run on today? So what we want to do is, everybody still has the little key. So start adding up those numbers, to the numbers on the license plates, the numbers on buildings. If you add up numbers on a license plate and it comes back to a 5, get away from that car. Get away from it. If you go to a auto wrecker, where all of the, they have wrecks and they tow the cars after wrecks and cars broke down and all that. If you go to one of them and you walk around that yard, the majority of the cars in the wrecker or in the tow yard are a 5. Stay away from a 5 car, especially if they speeding. 5 cars get the most speeding tickets. Most reckless driving tickets. The nature of the number. The nature of the number. So, and by the time we get through 1 through 9, we will have a very good understanding of the nature and the vibration and the frequency of every number and all number combinations. Because I'm going to teach us how to get to the base number, but I'm going to teach us how to blend 1, 2, and 6. That's a 9, but it's a 1, it's leadership and balance and service that comes into that 9, that makes up the universal 9. So by the time we get done with numerology, all of us on this call will be able to blend numbers and be able to blend vibrations and see what the real vibration is at a certain place.
Interesting.
That's my goal for this class. So with that, if anybody has anything they'd like to add in closing, the time is now.
Well, when you just said license plate, I just added mine's up. The numbers at 2, 3, 1, and 2 equal 8.
Moneymaker. That's your moneymaker. Yep. Commerce.
Good.
Commerce.
Because it gets me, it's the greatest car, gets me everywhere.
Everywhere. You have no issues with that one. None whatsoever.
With this thing, and I, so I'm just, okay, number 8, got that.
None whatsoever. Now, the only thing, if it gets overheated, it'll just stop. your car, if it's an 8 car, if it gets overheated, it'll stop. So make sure you always got plenty of water in it. Make sure your hoses, your radiator hoses and your radiator and all of that, make sure it's always up to par. Other than that, you can drive that car forever. Forever.
That's how I feel about it too. I say this car will last me.
And you're not going to be able to kill that car. It's an
And
8.
today,
It'll keep coming back. That car is like Freddy Krueger or Jason. You just keep coming back. It just keep coming back. Every sequel, it'll be right back.
well, I had a miracle with it today because I was driving. I'm trying to carry a smaller person, and I stuck my phone in there, and I went to look over and click back, and bam, hit this truck right in the back. And let me tell you what happened. The man never stopped.
Right.
He never pulled over.
Wow.
He never stopped.
Did you have you had minimal damage on your car, right?
I have minimal, just a little square.
Probably
piece
got his
that was
paint.
like
You probably got his paint on your car. Yeah, that's an 8. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
the 8 is, the 8
I
is
mean,
not
but when I
playing.
hit him so hard, I couldn't believe it. So I'm following him, see if he wants to pull over.
Right.
He never stopped. He never felt nothing. I was like, oh my God, you're talking about a miracle today. I called everybody
That's
and
the power
told
of the
them.
8. That's that power of that 8. The power of the 8.
Good.
Anybody else? All right.
I'm gonna say good night because I want to go home. I'm still at work, but I'll check y'all out this weekend.
Okay. All right. And I'm
Okay.
gonna check into your 4 o'clock writer's call tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow.
Oh, can you
Oh,
post that? I would love
That's
to.
that's on Monday. That's on Monday at 7.
Okay, on Monday. Okay, I will be there on Monday.
Okay, cool. I'll talk to you then.
All
Okay.
right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night. Good night. If there'll be nothing else, this has been
Okay,
on the
get out of
sevens with Pfeiffer's B Metatron. We have talked about the number 1. Come back again, and we will continue number 1 on Saturday, and we're going through all of the numbers. I'm thankful and grateful for everyone that is here. I love each and every one of you. Again, this has been on the sevens with Pfeiffer's B Metatron. We're awaken, ascend, and expand. We're going through the 88 steps into your master self, and somewhere along your mystical soul journey, your master self awaits you. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.
Bye. Thank you. Good night, everybody.